This is my capstone. I built a bridge as part of my Eagle project. When I was trying to decide on a capstone, I wanted something that would be able to help people, but also be something that you would have visible benefits to it. So this project was also my Eagle project, and I got the idea when one of my scoutmasters sent an email saying that the Davis Family YMCA on North Shore wanted a bridge built, because when it rains, water collects behind the lot, and they have a soccer field back there. So people trying to get to soccer have to walk through the water. My fears going into the project were that I had no idea how to build the bridge. I've not really done anything this big before, so I was concerned about having to learn how to build the bridge and all the items that went into it. I'm also not a very loud person, I'm quiet, so I would also have to lead these people in completing the project. I also don't call people that often on their phone, but I ended up calling many people, including my mentor, the utilities company since we were digging, and the people who delivered the supplies. I was also afraid that the bridge would be done wrong or that the Y wouldn't like the final product. The Y also wanted the bridge done by April because that's when they start soccer, so I had the fear of having to get the project finished by a certain deadline. Also, rain almost threatened to cancel 2 of our work days, so I had the fear of not being able to finish it. I didn't know what to expect really. I had no idea how to build a bridge. I also was nervous about having to lead all the people. This is a picture of the area before the bridge. You can see the water that you have to go through. The soccer fields are back here beyond the Y, and then this gravel path we had to extend to where the bridge began. Planning is what took the most time. I worked with my mentor, who is a landscaper, and he builds this kind of thing often. And I also met with a civil engineer that my mother knows. The Y wanted a longer bridge than we had planned for, so I had to go back and extend all the materials that we needed. Spring break is when I put in most of the work to buy everything, just get it all ready. But I also had to get everything approved by the troop before I could start working, including the work days, and I had to just fill out all the paperwork and get people to sign for it. I also go back between every work day to get more materials we needed, like paving stones for the path. The weather was also unpredictable. Like I said before, we didn't know what the weather was going to do because on 2 of the work days it was supposed to rain that whole day. So on the first work day, we put in the posts for the bridge, and we also extended this gravel path up and continued this line of paving stones. You can see where this is us just digging the posts, holes for the posts, which took a while, and we cemented them into the ground. The second work day, we put in the support beams for the bridge and started doing most of the deck. We also finished up putting in this line of paving stones on this side. The final work day is when we finished off putting on the deck, and we also put on these handrails along here. We added this gravel bit on the end so that when people reach the end of the bridge, they can just walk down evenly without there being a drop-off. We also spread some grass seed around the areas we had been working because the grass was dead, just from being flooded and from us trampling on it. I've learned many lessons working on this project. I learned how to build a bridge. But I've also learned to procrastinate because I've been working on this for almost 2.5 years now just because I was putting it off for so long. I've learned to be more vocal and become better able to manage people and tell them what to do and how to do it. I also had to learn how to deal with younger kids because they get distracted and they might start fighting and they can't do all the jobs that you need them to because they don't have the strength yet. I also had to send emails to people, so I had to learn how valuable email was as well as email courtesy to be able to send it to people. I also had to learn how to make large projects and all the steps and lists needed, like a materials list or a schedule. And with the schedule, we had to make sure that we finished on time so people could pick up the kids and that I'll be able to know when to schedule lunch for. The most important lesson I learned is basically communication with people and how to manage them, and the balance between not doing any work and just standing back and letting them do everything and being too involved in one part of the project and just ignoring everyone's needs and questions. So the one thing I would change on my project is starting sooner, just so I wouldn't have to rush to get it all approved and finished by April, and so I'd be able to present it today. And I don't really plan on going into civil engineering or any other type of engineering. I don't really know what I want to do yet, but the lessons I've learned will help me no matter what.